Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, a little different. We always talk about getting a great picture. We always talk about getting the best settings. We talk about all those things. But the one thing we never really talk about is wire. Wire, you say? Well, let's talk about wire. Everybody has pretty much come to the conclusion, the proper conclusion, that 10 gauge marine grade wire is what you need to be able to run your Livescope and your unit. But a lot of people don't understand why. First of all, let's talk about why you use marine grade wire. Well, first of all, marine grade wire was designed for offshore use, like in oil rigs and things like that. It is designed for heavy duty industrial use, which we have brought over to the boating section. And I say boating section, the pleasure boating section and the bass fishing section like that. That's number one. But let's talk about marine grade wire. First of all, a 10 gauge marine grade wire is comparable to about a 6 gauge SAE wire. It's larger, so that's a good thing, because larger wire is going to carry voltage and amperage and not lose as much over a sustained distance. If you have 13.75 volts at your battery, it will hold that 13.75 volts over a longer distance. That's not to say that smaller grade wire won't hold that voltage and amperage over a shorter distance, but as you get the lengthier distances and you get more items on that wire, you'll start to lose voltage and you'll start to lose amps. And that is the most important part of Livescope, is keeping good high voltage. That's where your voltage police are going to get you, and getting a good amp draw to your black box in your unit. And so what we're going to do today is I'm going to take a look and I'm going to show you. I've got 10 gauge marine grade wire, and I measured it. It's 14 foot from the battery to my fuse block. Now, a fuse block is about 1 foot from the unit in the black box, but I run it in there, that way I can run fuses. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a reading at the battery, and then we're going to take a reading at the fuse block, and then I'm going to prove to you that using the proper size marine grade wire, which is 10 gauge, which is equivalent to about 6 gauge SAE, will hold up that amperage and voltage over a long distance. Also, the marine grade wire is tinned and has a PVC type wrapping that makes it more pliable, and the pliableness, what that does is it resists vibration and shaking and the beating that a boat will take, and so it will hold up better and longer, and it's able to be a lot more flexible. So let's take a look at the readings, and then we'll compare the readings at the battery to the readings at the fuse block and see, are we losing any voltage? Are we losing anything at all? But let's take a look. Alrighty, now I'm going to take it off. This is a 30 amp hour amped outdoors battery, and I took a reading at the battery. It is 14.71. All right, 14.71. Now we're at the fuse blocks. Let's take a look at that. There's the fuse blocks that I use. There's the cover. Somebody's gonna say I need to cover it up, but you see how close my Livescope black box is to it. Now we're gonna set it up where you can see it right here, and I'm gonna put positive, and there you go. 14.7879. There you go. All right, so there you go. I got 14 foot of wire. Let's take a look at how far it goes. It's 14 foot from the battery box, which is right there. Go all the way down the side of the boat right here. Side of the boat, side of the boat, side of the boat. Into this fuse box right in there. It's about 14 foot, best I can measure. And exactly the same voltage over a 14 foot, holding up 14.77, 14.78 volts from that battery to that fuse box. That's why you use 10 gauge marine grade wire, and it will hold the battery, and that way you can get the best signal and the best picture and the best clarity that you can possibly get. Guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and ring the bell.